Hi, my name is Jasmine Avery, and I will be presenting my final exam presentation on YouTube. This is my first time ever recording a final exam presentation video for a course, and this is also my first time posting a video on YouTube. This will be for my Society and Technology course, and this final exam will be called, well, the title of this final exam is Children of the Future. I don't have children of my own, and I'm not sure when I have any children of my own anytime soon, but I would like to talk about the possibilities. I'm always around children. My friends always having children. I have relatives who's always having new children, and I always see like how they are with technology and then how it really affects children, and I'm just like, I'd be so amazed about it. And I would like to discuss three topics. The three topics that really stood out to me the most in the course, three topics that I had prior knowledge about and that I was able to learn more about during the course. And I would like to talk about how it affects me and how I believe that it will affect my children. The first one is AI, which is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, I had really recent, it was a website that I normally use for, to correct my grammar when I have like, mistakes on papers, emails, texts, wherever the case may be. My professor from the fall semester had told me about, hey, I believe, your papers are great, but, you have a little error when it comes to your grammar. You should download this app called Grammarly. It will help you out a lot. And I downloaded it, and ever since then, I've been using it like almost like every day, like even when I text. And I just recently during the class when I did the research on it, I had recently found out that artificial intelligence is like also called it like a machine with like a lot of technology, like just a lot of intelligence. And I recently, once I learned more about it, I learned about like all the different apps and everything. And I recently found out like, oh wow, so I do use some similar app to that, which is Grammarly. So I was kind of amazed like how I was using this app, but I didn't know much more about it. And I was just shocked like how I really never really browsed like through the app Grammarly to figure out like exactly where everything is at. But to make the long story short, this is something I use every day, and it really does help me out a lot. And I believe that this is something that when we're in school, we always tend to learn, and we learn about our grammar and everything. But with outside of school, we sometimes have speak a different way, and use short-term slang and stuff like that. Sometimes that they kind of throw me off of my paper, and it really does help me out a lot. So I know that even though a person can be in school from pre-K all the way to the end of time, sometimes they'll mess up on grammar through it could be the smallest error. And I feel like that in the future this is something that I would like my children to have, just to help them out, to give them more knowledge. And maybe I wish they had this type of technology when I was in grammar school. Maybe it would have helped me out a lot. But I really just started using technology till I was start texting, and till I was maybe 11. So maybe now that this technology is here, kids now, I really would advise kids now to use this. Kids always on the internet browsing, and it's good to see some of the errors that they make so they can learn this and younger. Because how they say if someone learns something at a younger age, when they get more older, they'll be more efficient in it. And I think that it's a great tool for children to have, and that's something that I want my children to have. And I feel if they was to use this from first grade all the way up to college, graduate school, that they're grammar will be on point, to the point that the app will tell them that, hey, you did a 100% amazing job, you have no errors. Or sometimes you can just be really typing fast, and then after you type so much, and then you might miss a word. And it's just really a great tool to use, and I really love it. It's something I use every day. And I'm just really fascinated about these machines. This is something that really helped me out a lot. This is something I use daily, for school, everything. And another topic that we talked about in the course was medical health and medical technology. Another topic that we had talked in the course is health technology, which is an application of organized knowledge and skills in the form of device such as medicine, vaccine, any technology that you think of in the medical field. One of the recent ones that I have found out in the course is the digital inhaler. The digital inhaler is like an inhaler where you can download an app, and in the app you can be able to, track how many puffs that you take within a day. I currently have like a regular albuterol and Florvet inhaler, which is like the numbers in the bag, and it doesn't keep track of anything, but I use it. And during the moment, like when you have an asthma attack or something like that, you just take the medicine and you really don't think about like, writing it down. Oh, let me go write it down. But with this app, I could be able to take a dosage and then take it and keep it on record. So therefore, that this will help my doctor keep a track of all my medical records, and just keep track, so she could help me better to like maintain my asthma. So like currently, if I were to have children, they may well have asthma too, because my father had asthma, I have asthma, so most likely they may have asthma as well. And I really would prefer them to use this inhaler, because simple fact that if I was to use this inhaler when I first found out that I had asthma at the age of 6, I think I would have more control of my asthma than I have now. And it's been plenty of times that I have like other like friends, relatives that had asthma when they was younger, and now that they're older, they don't have asthma at all. So like I feel like if my children was to use this inhaler, this will really like save their lives, because you never know with asthma. Like sometimes it could be a fatal thing, and this will like prevent them from like having like chronic asthma when they get older, and it will help them like lower down their dosage and their usage, because medical sometimes it's not good for your body. But this is something I really would love them to use, and I'm like always affected by like learning about these new medical technology. Like every time I'm in the hospital, like if I'm having like emergency like attack where I have to call 911 and go to the ER, like I'm always like in shock, like where they're using these technologies, like in the medical field. Like it's like, okay, it's just like it's so amazing that like some of these technologies that they use during the medical thing, and they always tell me about them. Like when I'm in there, they always like, okay, well this is what we're gonna do, and this is how it works, and I'd be so amazed about it. But one of the ones that I found out like as I was researching my course that I did reach out to my doctor and told her about is the digital technology, the digital acid pump, and that's the one that I really like really like to try out. Another topic that we had to talk in the course is communication technology. Oh my god, like I always use communication technology. Like communication technology is like a telecommunication through like technology. When it like in regards like some of the examples are Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, text, FaceTime, like anything, like any communication, like any way that you can communicate through somebody, like through somebody through like technology. One of the ones I use daily is my iMessage and my FaceTime. That's what I use daily, and this is a way that I communicate through to everyone. And it's very cool because like during this pandemic, I really haven't been paying my phone bill, so like having this iMessage, like majority of people that I talk to have iMessage, so it really helps me like communicate with everyone, to check on everyone during this hard time, just to make sure that they're doing well and everything. And it's just like iMessage, this is something I use daily. Like recently, like I have been trying to start a business, but through like the course, like I really took a pause on everything to really focus on my homework. So like before this course had started, I was like using like Instagram Messenger to like contact like a lot of people for like advice, or like all types of sorts of things like in regards to my business. But this is something that I feel like that will probably affect my children, because like to be honest, like I will teach my children a lot about like this technology, because it's good to know, and it's a good way to like to be able to have these platforms just in case, like regardless of what field you in, like using like Messenger, all these different type of communication like really helps a lot. Like and it really helped me out a lot as well. So like regardless of what field they go to, like this is something that they might be used to using, because I use it a lot, and I would love to teach them how to use it. So yeah, this is something I I expect them to use. Like not just saying that they have to, but I'm expecting to, because like more like for instance, like my aunt, like she was in the technology industry for a long time. Her being on computers, like I kind of like picked up on that as well. Always been interested in like technology is something that like always seemed to amaze me. And that's pretty much like really it. Like it just always amazed me, and I feel like, you know, my children may be the same way, because sometimes, you know, children tend to pick up like things like, you know, from their parents, so maybe this is something that they'll say. But let's say 20 years from down the line from now, like my children, I feel like my children will be like revolving around like technology all the way. As far as artificial intelligence, I feel like with the VR, like this is something like they might be amazed with. Like this may be something like how they probably like, you know, schooling. Like this is something that they may be like used going to school, you know, taking like virtual like, you know, virtual like courses. And as far as like medical technology, if they had asthma, you know, I expect them to use a digital inhaler so I can be able to keep up with their dosage, their doctor keep up with their dosage, and you know, everything just, you know, work out for the better. And as communication technology, I believe like, you know, this is like, you know, social media plays a big part, and like a lot of people don't like social media, but majority of the world they do. And I believe that my children as well, because I love social media. Not saying they will because I do, but maybe they will do. And I just expect them to like be in like a whole different class, like mission, maybe like something like Back in the Future type. And I just believe that they will, like, you know, technology will really affect them. And I think it affects them so much that they want to know like how, you know, children are really like, you know, back in the day, like children would go outside, ride bikes. I think technology will be so efficient in the future that kids wouldn't even go outside to play. Like I done seen videos where kids was like watching other kids on YouTube to just like watch videos. So I feel like in the future, like they will like maybe the same. And it's sad to say that, but it's just like how the world is now. And I will like, you know, explore them to different things like as far as camping and stuff like that. But technology is like it's something cool to know, because like in the IT, like in just information technology in general, it's like, you know, it really it's a key, like a golden key into like everyone's life. Someone's gonna use it. It's like you can use technology in like so many different forms of way. And this is my project, Children of the Future. And my name is Jasmine Avery, and thanks for watching.